So the topic, as you know, is being cheerful, careful, and carefree. So our memorials in Bhakti, the deities, they are always cheerful. And that's our aim, to become deities. So those sanskars we had to imbibe now. So cheerfulness is little bit different from joy, happiness, intoxication, bliss. All these are similar terms, yet they are different. So bliss is supersensuous joy. That is inner joy, not based on any sensuous pleasures or material attainment. No? So when we are sitting in Baba's remembrance, we can be blissful. So this is a spiritual term, bliss spatially, and it's inner stage based on inner attainment. Happiness, joy are usually based on some external material gain, or attainment. Now, if we pass, we are happy. If we see our friends, we are happy. If we go for picnic, we are happy. If we listen to nice music, we enjoy it. We enjoy certain type of food, enjoy certain types of company. So these are attainment on the basis of certain situation or attainment. Whereas intoxication is a bubbling happiness, but it's based either because of drugs. When people get drugs, alcohol will create that intoxication, or drugs may create intoxication. But at the same time, when we are churning jnana, so as we churn jnana, we get intoxicated. So there is bubbling happiness. So it's very obvious from our expression on the face. Whereas cheerfulness is, it's not on a body conscious level, but cheerfulness is mainly because we are content. Inner contentment will help us to be cheerful. And contentment is because we have attained what we want. As Dadi was saying this morning, that Chandramani Dadi's slogan was, whatever I wanted, I have attained from Baba. So when we are meditating, as we attain those spiritual virtues, powers, knowledge, etc., naturally we will be cheerful. But in order to maintain constant stage, we need to be careful. Careful of what? Our dear friend Maya. Because Maya will not allow us to maintain that constant stage of whether it's happiness, cheerfulness, intoxication. Whatever it is, Maya will not allow that stability or equanimity. And that's why we have to be all the time paying attention, checking, careful that Maya is not coming in a subtle, entertaining variety form. Because Maya is also very clever, will come in many different forms. So we have to be careful about Maya. So Maya can be in the form of subtle form of greed, like unfulfilled desires. So desire may be for nice food, fashion, name, fame, position. So our desire is there to have higher position. If we don't get that position, what happens? Our face will be sad. Now as soon as we take even little sorrow, we lose our cheerfulness. So I had to see that I have complete distaste for the old world and have no desires. Also Maya can come, old sanskars, impure sanskar of comparing ourselves with others. And if we are not good enough, then we will be losing our cheerfulness. Sensitive nature. Because if we have sensitive nature, then as soon as we find that people are not respecting us or loving us or welcoming us, then we'll say, oh, I went there and nobody greeted me. They didn't acknowledge my presence. They didn't appreciate what I'm doing it. So we find that if that sort of a desire, this is subtle form of desire of name, fame, position, appreciation. So with sensitive nature, we may get upset easily, or if we are getting frustrated. So all subtle forms of Maya in the form of frustration, tiredness, and subtle form of anger, irritation, frustration, upset, etc. So if we are attached to something, if we lose that thing, break that thing, damage that thing, then we get upset. So we lose our cheerfulness, because of this, because situations sometimes affect us, people around us affect us, because we are so much relying on human company, appreciation, love, etc. And if we don't get, then we get upset. Attachment can be to our role, identity, ideas. Now, if somebody was given certain role, either in family, parents playing the role of parenting children, children grown up, they don't need any more their parents, so parents may feel, okay, now what am I going to do? So they lose their happiness. Or those who have been director or manager or good position in that job, and if they lose that, then naturally their identity crisis we call it, or if their idea is not accepted by others, they get upset. So they lose their cheerfulness because of I and mine. No, it's subtle form of ego and attachment. This is what I want, it's not happening, so I get upset. So I had to be very careful about all this subtle form of Maya or my old sanskaras. That my old sanskaras don't take away my happiness or cheerfulness. Just as a child, when it loves something, it wouldn't in any situation allow that thing to be taken away, isn't it? Or human beings also, mature human beings also, if I love something and if somebody is going to take it away from me, I'm upset or very careful that nobody should damage my thing. In the same way, I should have deep love for my stage or my cheerfulness, so that nobody can take it away from me. I have to be careful that nobody takes it away from me, my happiness or cheerfulness. So I have to be careful that no damage is done. So, in order to be cheerful, I had to see that I don't have any worry. I'm carefree. Usually, we worry about things because we are attached. This is also attachment, no? We worry about our children. And every day child comes at 5 o'clock, and if the child doesn't come home until 5:30, then parent will start worrying. What has happened? So little attachment. Or when I think I am responsible to sustain my family, my job, to look after all this, my responsibility, what happens? I worry. So that's where Baba says now you have to have trustee consciousness rather than householder. And it's not only for people staying in family, even those who are in the center can have that awareness. No, this is my center and my student, and mm, mm, nothing should happen to that student, or no damage should be done to the center, and householder sanskars may be there, even because it is Baba's household and we are trustees looking after. So sometimes what happens? We are worried about it, that it should be all well maintained and everything should be going well and all. And if something goes wrong with student or center or car or whatever possession we have, then we worry. And some people have that nature of worrying all the time, having that doubt in drama. So deeper our faith is there in Baba and drama, that everything will be fine. Whatever happened was fine, whatever is happening is good, and whatever will happen will be good. If that faith is there, then we won't worry. Or if we have this awareness that Baba is Karavanhar, I am Karanhar. So you have seen Dadis worrying any time? Because you may have one family, one household, one job, one business, and you think, oh, who will look after my children? Nobody will look after, so I have to worry about that. And Baba has so many children, 700,000 children, more than 6,000 centers. So they are like Baba's shops, and instruments are Dadis, isn't it? So they have 7,000 shops, 700,000 children. And even in Mount Abu, each complex has 30, 40 departments. Dadis don't worry, isn't it? Because that awareness is there, that Baba is Karavanhar, we are instrument. So that is their secret, that even if they have such a big responsibility, they don't worry. So that's what we had to follow their example. That's why Dadis are light, happy, cheerful. And same awareness if we have that, okay, Baba, I'm Baba's child. So as a Baba's child, if I claim the right of Baba, that Baba, it's your family, it's your children, it's your business, it's your center, then I will not worry. And so that's what I had to now see, my awareness and attitude, what is it? If I maintain positive attitude, then everything will be okay. So just as clouds do come, it's not that because we have become Baba's children, everything will be going smoothly. No. There can be health problem, wealth problem, sanskar difference. So all sorts of family problems, so many problems can be there. In those situations, I need to maintain cheerful stage. Use whichever power is needed whenever. Sometimes we may need to face the situation. So naturally, in those situations, I have to face situation. I should have power to face. Sometimes I have to accommodate some people's weaknesses. Then I need that power to accommodate other people's weaknesses. Because if I am confused, I can't be cheerful, isn't it? Any situation, if I am confused, if I have fear, if I have anger, animosity, jealousy, any negative emotions, I can't be cheerful. And so whenever there are taste papers in our life, we have to be positive that they are going to make me stronger. These taste papers are going to make me stronger, promote me to a higher level, and not start crying or asking question, why, what is happening. Baba says all the time, sing the song Va Baba Va Drama Va. So if I really have that sort of a attitude as Va Va, then I'll be cheerful. But as soon as I say why, confused, then why or how or when or all sorts of questions, then I lose my cheerfulness. And so, as much as I maintain my clean and clear intellect, I'll get that touching as what is to be done in this situation. And I will get strength from Baba to overcome that situation. So I had to be carefree, worry-free. And today Baba gave nice yukti to remain cheerful. What yukti Baba gave? Keep Baba your companion. Always remain combined. Never never be alone. So our title Shiv Shakti we had to be aware of. All the time keeping Baba our constant companion. Never be alone. And if Baba is our companion, can we have fear? Because even if we are afraid of someone or something, we won't be cheerful. So we need to conquer our fear. And fear is usually because of attachment. That we may lose something. Fear is of unknown things. No, if we don't know what's going to happen, then we are afraid that, everything will not work out as I want. And we might be afraid of that. So we may have fear of unknown. We may have fear of death. So I had to see that I don't have fear of death also. When there is awareness, this body has to be given up sometime, isn't it? You can't have this body all the time. I'm going to die sometime. And we know the death will be when I clear a karmic account with this body and people around me, I had to leave body. So even if there is terminal disease like cancer, I should not have any fear. So Baba says, on one hand, be knowledgeful, know about your body, disease, etc. Treat your body well, but not allow any fear. Then fear can be of authority. Now, some people are afraid of authority, whether it's a seniors or at the job, the boss. So, if I have this awareness, I am child of Master Almighty Authority. I'm Master Almighty Authority, child of Baba who is Almighty Authority, then why I should be afraid of any worldly authority? But sometimes we are not aware of our titles. Baba has given us so many titles. Theoretically we know, but practically we are not accepting it, isn't it? If I accept that I am Master Almighty Authority, why should I be afraid of another Master Almighty Authority? Or those worldly authority, they have such a temporary authority. Now, the boss may be boss today, tomorrow he may get bankrupt and he may be even put in jail because of some tax problem or something. So, the worldly authority or worldly position, we know they are temporary. Why should we be afraid of them? So, I should not have fear of authority, I should not have fear of death, I should not have fear of unknown. Fear of, we may have fear of the body getting damaged, somebody hurting us, fear of darkness, fear of being looted, fear of losing face. So all sorts of fear can be there which will not allow us to be cheerful. And so as I implement knowledge in my life and become the point of power, no, because knowledge is there that we are Almighty Authority. If I become that point of knowledge, if I implement, then I become Master Almighty Authority. So I become power through that knowledge point. And then I will not have any fear. And I think all of you had this class on anger management. How many of you heard the class on anger management? Raise your hand. Some of you haven't heard. So, we need to overcome anger. And if we realize how much damage anger can do to our body and mind and spirit and relationship, then naturally, at least we will not physically get angry. Burst out in anger, screaming, shouting, banging the door, all sorts of things. Because with anger, naturally, our blood pressure becomes high. It can create acidity. So, if anger continues for a long time, we can have ulcer, acidity. With anger, we spoil our relationship with whoever we get angry. We lose appetite, we lose sleep, and we lose concentration and judgment power. We can't make decision when we are in the fit of anger. And so, and also vikarma, because if we are getting angry, we are performing vikarma. With whoever we are getting angry, we are performing vikarma. And so, what we need to do is increase our power of tolerance, patience, love for other people, understanding about other people, what they are, why they are doing something that they should not be doing. So, as Baba was emphasizing today, more we remember Baba with love, more we receive the strength. And also, determination is key to our transformation. Because if I say, oh, that's my nature, angry, to be angry is my nature, what can I do? Now, sometimes we say, what can I do? It's my nature. Or sometimes we blame other people. They are not supposed to do this, they are doing it. So, wouldn't I get angry? So rather than blaming them that what they should not have done, I had to check what I should be doing in such situation. How should I be acting, or how should I be reacting in that situation? So that's what I need to pay attention, be careful. That also I need to be careful. That I am not performing my vikarma. So neither suppression is good for our health, because if we keep on suppressing anger, that also will lead to some chronic disease. To that extent, some people get cancer because of this suppressed anger, animosity, and all this negative feeling. And so I had to be very careful. About my own sanskars, and not let my old sanskar overpower me. I had to remind myself I am now Brahman. I never say, give excuse, what can I do? This is my old sanskar. No, sometimes we are lazy. And we'll say, oh, what can I do? I can't get up at Amrit Vela, or what can I do? I don't feel like doing this or something. So all these old sanskars of carelessness, laziness, and using drama in a wrong sense. No? Then we use, after being careless, what we say? Oh, drama. The loss was there, or it was stolen or damaged. Drama. Baba says drama, full stop, okay, full stop. But we are not observing that we have been careless in that situation, that's why that has been damage or loss. And so on one hand, we should not be worried. At the same time, on the other hand, we should not be careless. We have to be careful. So unless we are careful, we won't be cheerful. So we had to see that our face remains always cheerful, even temporarily. Our face should not spoil. Now sometimes we don't like something. Okay, I may not have desire, but I say, oh, this is no good. So when I'm saying this is no good, what happens? My face changes, isn't it? So Baba says, at that time, if your devotee has your vision, what your devotees will think? If you are angry and your devotee will have vision, what they will feel? So Mama always used to say that you just see that your face is always cheerful. Whatever your health problem may be there. But if I am becoming bodiless, then even if the body may be going through whatever hard time, pain or anything, my face will remain cheerful, isn't it? And that's the art we had to practice, not only just soul consciousness, but bodiless stage, which is a little bit higher, that we are beyond this body. So whatever is going through the body is taking its own course. But I should not feel pain and my face should not change. I remember once one of the Australian sisters, she had back pain. So she was walking like a duck, like that. So as she was walking in the courtyard, everybody used to ask, what's wrong with your legs? And she came to Dadi saying, Dadi, all these Brahmins are body conscious. They are all the time looking at my body and asking, what's wrong with your body? So Dadi says, but why you are walking like that? If you walk straight, smoothly, nobody will ask. But she says, but there is pain. So Dadi gave her own example because Janki Dadi in early days, in 70s when she went to London, at one stage, she had such difficulty she could not, if she used to sit, then she could not stand up straight immediately. It will take time. So that's why she would be, if Brahmins were around, even because she used to go, after class she used to go and chop vegetables, and some of the kids would stay there and help in kitchen. So she will not sit at all in stool, she will stand and chop the vegetables. So she gave her own example that because I paid attention, nobody even noticed that I had pain in my back. So you should also be soul conscious, walk straight, and people will not ask questions. And Mama also always used to say that you should never spoil your face. Make your faces. Even if there is foul smell around you. Because in Bombay, when we used to travel, when Mama was in Bombay, we used to travel by train. And in a train, the dry fish will be carried in ladies' compartment. The fisherwoman will bring bag of dry fish which would smell so horrible, especially vegetarians. We wouldn't we wouldn't like to have the smell of dry fish also. So we will put hanky on our face, and Mama said, no, you should not do it, otherwise she will feel so offended. Why you shut your nose? So I had to be beyond. No, we had to learn this art of being detached and remaining beyond. That we are here, but not here. We see but don't see. We listen but don't hear. Then we can maintain that stable, unshakable stage. And maintain that cheerful. Because if internally we are all the time churning yarn, churning what we have attained from Baba, then naturally we will be cheerful. But if we are observing everyone and judging them and criticizing them, then naturally our face will show our inner reaction. And that will offend some people. And that's what we had to be careful and always so much considerate about others, how my action will affect others. Not only my face and features, but it should not affect others. So that's why Baba is today emphasizing, be careful. Cheerful is the result, but first we have to be careful. Then the result will be cheerful. So my thoughts, words, actions, because Sangam Yuga is a time to perform elevated actions, charitable actions. And so not only my actions, but my actions will be affected by my thoughts and emotions. And so I have to be careful that I don't have negative thoughts, negative feelings, or negative action. So I have to see that Maya doesn't interfere in my attainment, because I am attaining from Baba. Baba is giving me. But if I am not careful about what thoughts are going on in my mind, then Maya can spoil my attainment. So I had to pay attention. So careful but not become tense, because that also we had to see, because sometimes people who are very careful, trying to concentrate in meditation, and they become so tense and uptight, they say, oh, I got headache here and there, and so it's because careful and tension, there is a difference. Careful, we have to be soul conscious, but tension is, there is element of ego and body consciousness. So that's where I had to see that my old sanskar of body consciousness doesn't come in way, that I become stressed and uptight and tense and worried and all. So have clear aim and attention, but no tension. Okay, so we have got 10 minutes for question answer.
Om Shanti. I have a question. If someone has nature of forcing you, how to react so that we not get stressed and upset and So,
Other people are forceful.
if others have the nature, for instance, to force me, so how do I react on that? Not to get upset or to stay away from them.
So her question, as you must have understood, that if people are forceful and forcing you, so how not to feel stressed? Because usually stress, no, when people are under stress, they say, oh, I got demanding job and demanding family and deadlines and all. That's why I'm under stress. So people can push you, force you, or put pressure. Or whether to take pressure or not, it's up to me, isn't it? Now, Mama always used to say that suppose somebody gives you rotten sandwich, what will you do? Will you eat it? First thing you may not accept it. Say, just thanks, I have had my lunch, I don't want sandwich. But if you feel they are forcing you, you take it and throw it in rubbish bin, isn't it? If somebody forces you, you take it, but you throw it. Or no, suppose you are attending party and everybody is observing, and rather than everybody coming and saying, oh, you haven't taken anything, what you do is take some plate and keep some food inside and just drink some soft drink and keep yourself busy so that people know that you have got plates, so they wouldn't come and ask you again and again, oh, can I offer you something, can I offer you? So you act yukti, isn't it? In the same way, whenever somebody puts pressure, you say, okay, I'll try. Don't react and angrily and say, how can you expect me to do all these things in such a short time? Just say, okay, I'll try my best and we will do it. So, don't react either with anger or taking pressure and say, I must complete it because boss wants me to do this completion. No. Do it whatever you can do, or in their, when they are in a good mood, explain what's the situation, how much you can do, how much you need help of somebody, rather than thinking, okay, somebody's putting pressure, you have to take it. No, don't take it. So that's where I had to see that my reaction should be loving, sweet, and logical. Explain everything logically or yukta, so that they understand, or at least they are not pushing me again and again. And one of the systems in India is, if somebody is inviting again and again, even Brahmins, when we invite somebody again and again, they will say yes, 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 but they will never come. So I don't mean to say that we have to be dishonest, but at least we have to be yukta, as last minute ring and say, oh, because of this reason I can't come or something. So Baba always says that you have to be yukta, and rasa yukta means and know the significance of everything, and with knowledge you help yourself.